Hello again, welcome back to Chess Nerds. Here we analyze previous historic games so that you can improve your own game. If you have any games in mind that you wanna see, just comment it down. Now let's just directly look at this game. Bobby Fischer versus Mikhail Tal, the two legends of chess. In this game, Bobby wasn't in his top shape, but still the game was very interesting. Bobby is playing with white pieces and Tal is with black pieces. We are looking at this game from Tal's perspective. So Bobby starts with his favorite opening e4 and Tal responds back with c5, the Sicilian defense. Sicilian defense is always interesting as it has a lot of depth. Bobby brings out the knight and Tal gets the d out. Without wasting time, Bobby directly attacks with d4. Tal takes the d pawn and now we have the open Sicilian. Tal develops the knight attacking the e pawn and Bobby defends it. Now Tal goes for a6, blocking the bishop b5 check. Bobby plays bishop c4. Tal brings out his e pawn. Now this is a good position for black, as both the e pawn and d pawn are standing strong there to break open the center. Bobby brings back his bishop, and Tal develops his other bishop, hoping for castle. Bobby tries to stay aggressive here with the f4. Tal just castles out. Now Bobby plays queen f3. This is a very interesting and a bold move, because now black can go b5 and bring out his bishop lining up for attack on queen, and Bobby may lose a tempo trying to defend the queen. Tal brings out his queen and Bobby just castles out, and now Tal plays pawn b5. As said earlier, Tal is going for an attack on queen now. And here not only Tal is threatening the attack on queen, but he is also threatening b4 to kick away the knight. Bobby goes f5 here, but Tal doesn't care. He goes for the attack on the knight and kicks it away. He attacks the other knight, and now Tal is just keeping Bobby on the defending duty. He brings out bishop, lining up for attack on queen, and Bobby is just left again defending that pawn. Tal develops his final piece, which is a knight, and connects both the rook. Bobby develops his bishop, hoping there isn't any queen check in the future. Tal again stays aggressive here. He plays bishop c6, attacking the knight and also preparing for queen b7 so that he can add more pressure on that weak pawn. Bobby goes bishop f2 so that he can defend the weak pawn with the rook. Now, throughout this whole game, Bobby just kept on defending and Tal kept on being aggressive. And also, Bobby doesn't have any attack here. He just keeps on defending his own pieces. Now we see the same moves on the board again. Tal attacking the weak pawn and Bobby defending it. As all the pieces are lined up for attack, Tal now plays d5, wrecking the center, attacking the queen. And now Bobby has to play knight e4. Tal goes for knight f4, pinning the knight and attacking the g2 pawn. Notice how beautifully all the pieces are placed to attack on that g2 pawn. Bobby plays c4. Not sure what it does. He could have played better moves here, like c3, opening up the c file so that rook can come for an attack. But he went c4. Now this is the position where players are happy with black position and king being completely safe. But that's where there is a difference between other GMs and Tal. Tal plays g6, doesn't care that his king will be opened up. He wants that g file open so that he can bring his rook into the game. Bobby takes the pawn, but Tal again stays aggressive. Instead of taking back the pawn, he plays f5, attacking the pinned knight. Bobby attacks the rook here, but Tal just takes the pawn, opening up the g file. There may be a queen check coming up, but it does nothing to black pieces. Here we see queen check, but that's it. There is no attack here. But Tal can bring his rook on g file, attacking the queen and g2 pawn. Bobby plays the tricky knight c5 move, trying to remove queen from the line of attack. We see some trades here. Then Tal plays queen c7, defending the e5 pawn. Bobby knows that rook is coming on g file for the attack, so he goes for queen e3, pressuring the e5 pawn. Tal defends it with the rook. Now Bobby is in a lost position, a really bad position. So he offers his rook so that he can improve his position. Now, some of you may be thinking that Bobby could have played pawn g3, but he can't, as it opens up the line for the bishop, and also there is a threat of pawn f4 in the near future, opening up the white king completely for the attack. Bobby is already down some points in the game, but now Tal sacrifices his bishop, opening up the king. Bobby attacks the queen here, but Tal just doesn't care. He plays queen a7 check, and Bobby has no choice but to take the bishop. And now Bobby's king is out in open, totally for the attack. Tal just doesn't care about capturing the knight. He says, Bobby, your king is open and king is worth more than a knight. He plays rook g8 check. Bobby goes king h3. By the way, he can't play king h1 here, as queen b7 will be a checkmate. Again, Tal doesn't care about capturing the knight. He goes queen g7 threatening queen h6 checkmate. Bobby reinforces his queen with bishop. But we are talking about Tal here. He plays the best move again, rook e6. And now there is no defense left. Bobby resigns the game, as Bobby will lose his queen for rook h6 check. Also, there are a lot of attacks coming up here like queen g2 check, and even Stockfish suggests that it's mate in 4. Yes, that's how interesting this game was. Bobby may not be at his peak, but still this game was very interesting, and the game that changed the history of chess. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. It will help me a lot. And if you want to see any other games, do comment down and I will look at those games and try to make a video. So, bye guys.